It is December, the month of the holidays, or one of them. Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa.
New
Sorry.
Year's.
Well, at the end of it is New Year's. Well, it's New Year's Eve, sorry.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of movies to edit, and because I know you have not done shit, so
Overtime, baby.
it doesn't
Trying to get
matter.
dollars.
Hey, it doesn't matter. The thing is, I asked you for your help, like, sure, and you
These Christmas
don't
gifts
freaking
aren't
do it.
cheap.
They can be if you wait for Black Friday.
No, they're still
Like I
expensive.
did. So some of the movies that we reviewed in 2025 is going to be pushed over in 2026 because I got to do all the work. You're using a overtime as an excuse. Ugh.
I
But
respect you and love you for it.
yeah, that's kicking my ass. That's what it's doing. But we did a review of the original The Running Man starring Arnold. I saw the new one. You were saying, no, you're not going to watch it. I am curious of how you thought this turned out because I had a blast. Even though on Rotten Tomatoes it is 64% by the critics and 79% by the audience, I had a good time. I never read the story by Stephen King, but I believe it's a lot closer to what it is.
This is what I'm going to say to the audience. This man practically begged me to watch this movie.
I didn't beg you.
He kept I kept
beg.
getting messages like, "So you're going to see The Running Man?" I'm like, the answer didn't change. He was like, "Are you sure?" He was like, "I saw The Running Man. I'm going to go see it a second time. You going to go see The Running Man?"
I didn't say I was going to see it a second time. I didn't say that either. Stop putting words in my mouth. But the thing is, I just asked you just to make sure. Are you sure you're not going to see it? Because, listen, in comparison to the original, this is a masterpiece. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel.
I'm a Don.
Where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. The director, Edgar Wright, he was like, it's more of not a remake, but a reimagining of the book and the movie. In this movie, you see how they honored a lot of the original source in the sense of the movie, not the book. Of course, they got into book. But before that, how was your audience experience?
It wasn't slam packed, but it was a filled theater.
Same with mine. I went, it was the day before. Was it the day before? No, it was not the day before. We saw it like after opening day, Saturday. And it was a good amount of people, and they were pretty responsive to what was happening on the screen. So that was good. But I did enjoy this. Did you enjoy it real quick? Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Yes. Good. Off the bat, what I appreciate here that they didn't do any of the cheesy lines. No.
Not the ones that Arnold did, but they had their own cheesy lines.
Yeah, but I get, it's just, it wasn't like, here's Sub-Zero, just plain zero.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing like that. But what I liked here is like, again, I don't know what is said or done or written in the original by Stephen King, but I like they went more into depth and it made the character more believable, or you understand the character motive.
Yeah, I mean granted the original motive was survival, but
no, but I'm saying, okay, the difference real quick, and they have some things too in the sense of like AI or deep fake or things of that nature. They did it here that, and they have the same characters, but they swapped them instead of black and white guys. Is a lesbian chick and the nerd. They get killed right away. It's the same names from the original, but it's just a different thing. And they're not together long. They separate like right away. But like with Arnold, he gets set up. He's military or he's a cop, and he gets set up and he's blamed for the massacre of this city. And that's not the case. Here, he is trying to do right. He has a temper that gets him in trouble all the time, but he has a family to help take care of. His wife is doing her part. He needs to do his part, and they need medicine for the daughter who's severely sick. So that's like, motivation, why he's doing it, why he's going to the extreme, why he participates. Like he volunteers, not to go to the Running Man, but he volunteers to participate in one of those shows.
Any other show but The Running Man.
Right, exactly. And Arnold, it was like they had other shows, but like the Running Man was like the best-selling show. But and then you have Killian, played by Josh Brolin. It was cool. The original guy, from Family Feud, I'm forgetting it. Richard Dalton.
Yeah.
I love that he was the host and like head producer of the show and maybe I guess the CEO of the company, what have you. He was wearing multiple hats. I like though here you have Killian, the producer and the CEO, and then you had Homeboy as the host.
Right. There was before there was no divide between the host and the CEO running the show.
Right. It was
Here,
all yes.
yeah. So Killian's like the man behind the veil. He's like the Wizard of Oz in that sense. He's the one you don't see
Right.
until like the end.
Yes, Coleman Domingo was the host, and I love that you have like a lot of cameos, which was cool. Yeah, Sean Hayes from Will and Grace, he's in the beginning hosting a show. You have David Zayas from The Expendables and Dexter in the
Yep.
beginning as well, just real quick. You also have here Michael Cera, which was had his own comic relief, and William H. Macy. He had a small part, and it just reminded me of him from The Last Dragon in a way that is just a quick cameo. He nails it. He kills it, his part, but then it's done. You see him a little later, he gets killed or tortured, and then he's done. But it's just like that part. Like you have these little bits and pieces of actors doing their thing, doing their job, and stuff like that. Lee Pace, I didn't expect him to be the guy. I didn't expect it. Did you expect it?
That he was Survivor #1.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't suspect Lee Pace, but I kind of suspected that like it may have been like someone they turned because that was a similar concept they did in the first one. They were trying
Arnold's
to make Arnold
character. Right.
be another hunter. It was either that or every time like he's been scarred so much from previous hunts that he just wears the mask.
He's from many things, but do you know one thing he's from without looking?
Sadly, his face is so familiar to me, and I'm like, I can't say off the top of my head.
Okay, he's in Lord of the Rings Foundation, which is on Apple TV. He's also Ronan from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gotcha. I wouldn't recognize him from Ronan because like all the makeup, but that makes sense. And then I have not watched Foundation, so I've only seen clips of Foundation.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But I haven't seen either, but I just know he's in it. Like he's in the poster, what have you. Oh, I haven't watched the show yet because that's on HBO Max. The Stephen King's universe, Welcome to Derry. So like that.
I haven't watched it yet.
They say this is part of that world as well.
Well, apparently all of Stephen King's stuff, except for a few, is actually a part of the Stephen King universe. Like the Green Mile is like it's theorized that in the Green Mile, was it Lil Jon? The character?
I haven't seen it.
I thought you saw the Green Mile.
I know who stars in it. I know like you know Tom Hanks,
Ben Raines.
No, Michael Duncan Clark.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan.
I
never watched it.
And then Lex Luthor, our favorite guy, Highlander.
Clancy Brown. And the funny thing is, we love
Christ.
Clancy Brown.
I know. But he's in the. I know he's in the Green Mile too. Yes, I understand that everything. They're using that show to put everything together in that sense. Yes, and a lot of his.
But
like
Running
Easter
Man's
eggs.
set more in the future, where the other ones are set.
But yeah, like there's like a house or a town that it goes through that you see it in the show.
Yeah, like all the towns and whatnot are usually focused around. You know what show really covers that? I think it's called Castle Rock. It was a Hulu show, and it actually says like it's all based around Stephen King's stories, and like there's a connecting point.
But that's cool though. They have these tie-ins, and you know they found him, Stephen King, that is that important, or his writing so dynamic that it creates a universe, and which makes sense because he writes what he knows about and then expands on it. So everything comes from an origin space, and so that's his space, and then they made it into a town, right, into our universe, if you will. I gotta watch that show, and I love how this movie was set up. Granted, it has done poorly in the box office, and that's a shame. Maybe it's because of Glenn Powell. I guess he's like Jared Leto. He has the looks, he has the talent, but it's not working for him.
So
because
wait,
this movie.
Okay, so Jared Leto is a little bit of an iffy thing because Jared Leto goes wild on certain castings and certain roles, and it just doesn't really work all the time. But you're just saying, just in general, he's just not lucky enough?
Besides Top Gun Maverick, which is what shot him up to stardom, because he was acting. He was in The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell has been acting and stuff for a long ass time. He's, as a kid, teenager, blah, blah, blah. And he was in, like I said, he was in Dark Knight Returns where Bane beats him up at some kind of Wall Street kind of setting, but his acting was, it wasn't really known until Top Gun Maverick, and then he did Twisters. So two movies that did relatively well, exceptionally well, mainly because of the legacy of those two movies. But now, like in starring vehicles, in the sense of him starring as the lead, he's not doing well. His batting average is not well. You know, he did a show called Chad Powers on Hulu. That's done very well. But at the same token, you know, it's like season 2 may not happen. But I mean, he did great here.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna put him in the same box of Gerard Butler. Feel me out. Right now, when you think of Gerard Butler, right, you think of what? Action films, right?
I think of a mixture of stuff because he's done so many. He's done love, comedies.
But like, if you were gonna put it on a film right now,
when I hear Gerard Butler, I'll automatically think of 300.
Okay, there you go. That's like a go-to film for him right now, right? But prior to that, the go-to film for him was romantic comedies.
Like Gerard Butler?
Yeah, he did a shit ton of romantic comedies before he became an action star. That's how I see Glenn Powell.
Oh, like, so that I thought
he's going through he's working his way into action.
Right. Well, I mean, Glenn Powell has the physique. He has the look. He has what it takes.
To be fair, his competition, he's got a lot of movies that are popular. It's just, what's your competition? Zootopia 2 came out, but I'm looking at this weekend.
At the same time.
Okay. Do you want me to go back to when his released?
Yeah.
Okay. While we're talking about that. So the budget was $110 million estimated.
Yeah, it made shit.
Opening weekend on the 16th, it got 16.5 U.S. Domestic, 53.2 worldwide.
So far, I think it's made under 100 million, and it's a damn shame.
So Running Man was number 2, beat out by Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yes, I don't understand those movies. Those movies should suck, because it's like the beauty of movies and television, whatever, is about manipulation. So is magic. Magic is about manipulation. So you're going to tell me that magic that's about manipulation, you're going to manipulate it also with movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I never was a fan of those films.
To answer your one question about what they've earned as of the 28th on per the site thenumbers.com, Running Man is at number 5, and its total gross is 34.255 million.
Yeah. It's a damn shame. This is a very good movie. I mean, do you have a favorite moment?
Michael Cera's house was actually a pretty good moment in regards to it. Michael Cera was just great. Kind of stole the show as the crazy conspiracy theorist based on his father's passing. And then the is like a Home Alone setup in the entire house.
Yes. And he's pumping the gun. He's pumping the gun.
Yes. And the fact that, like, he's like, you know, keep your mother from pressing a button, otherwise they'll all be here and they'll send nothing but the goons. And he's like, nah, you said the magic word. They're going to send the cops. His opportunity for revenge.
Well, yeah, he changed his mind because he was like...
He's crazy.
Well, yeah, he was crazy because he was trying to avoid all that stuff. And then he's like, well, they're coming. Let them come.
Yeah.
You know, he just changed. But yeah, like his mother...
Because he could have done that after the guy left.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, like, his mother, I don't know why, but a reminder of our mom.
That's crazy, bro. That's
crazy.
No,
I'm saying that she would rat someone out. If we were trying to hide someone and there's like money involved and stuff like that, mom's a good person, but she can like rat that person out to get that person out of the house.
I could see that if she thought that they were a risk to us, right?
Right. Yeah.
But still, if the mother was also crazy. If we made the argument like, listen, if you do that, we're all going to die, she's gonna stop.
Yeah, but will she? Really? Yeah. You think really she will? Yeah. But I don't know. I can see. I saw mom in that a little bit.
I would see grandma over mom.
That's true. The Michael Cera thing was good. I liked what was the other one?
The hotel.
Yeah, like he's outside, which is kind of weird. Same token, like no one could look up, but okay. But that was pretty good. Like
Second, I've always kind of weird about that in the movies. I'm like, his room was like the 3rd floor up, right?
Yes.
I have never looked up and I've seen silhouettes. I've never been like, I can identify a person's face through a window in a dark room, just staring at me from the street. I've never been able to walk down the street and look up and just see that. Granted, I've seen silhouettes, but I've never seen someone be like,
correct. No, it's a little, I mean, of course.
That's a movie thing.
It's a movie. Yes, exactly. It's like what happens in real life will not definitely happen in the theaters or vice versa. So yes. No, I mean, I just like the chase. I just like, now, okay, the plane thing was a little over the top. The
100%.
plane thing was a little over top, and I was like, okay, this is so much better than the original. I'm sorry.
It is more entertaining than the original, in a lot of ways. I mean, the fact that he does like the voices. It's like, who's your favorite Padre? And he's like, I couldn't tell. He sounds like
Yeah.
he sounds like a survivor or something
Right,
like that.
and then that girl, the girl is like Chinita Gonzalez, whatever her name was from the first one. God damn. It gets kidnapped, and she finds out, like, wait a minute, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. Just like I did in the first one. To do a real quick comparison, you had the solid gold dancers. Like you had in the first one, you had it here too.
Yeah.
Which I thought hysterical. You had Arnold as currency.
Yes,
Again,
the new dollars.
Like, so who is that guy? And it says it's not, of course, it's not the same one, but like, who's that guy? Was he a person? Was he also like a survivor, or is he the president? Because he was the governor.
If they just said Arnold Schwarzenegger,
right? But I'm just saying, like,
governor.
But no, but is he the president? Because like usually that's what it is. Is usually people like the presidents,
like former presidents that turned.
Yeah, so like that. I don't know if there's any weak moments. Do you have any weak moment?
I get the whole dream sequence thing. I personally didn't need it. Like when he's sleeping in the pool and he ends up in the house.
He had PTSD or something like that, maybe.
Well, the dream sequence was not really a PTSD. Like he does have like some form of trauma from the various jobs he's worked and just his life in general. But that was it. You don't really see him do anything about the stunt. Like they kind of made it a thing with like the stun batons at the beginning. Like he gets stunned and then he grabs the stun baton and he just muscles it. But nothing else happens with that.
Right. I didn't want him. I didn't want him to kill Killian.
At the end?
Yeah. Does he though? Because we don't see him die.
He pulls a gun and there's
right. He shoots. He pulls the trigger.
Shoots. Yeah,
he pulls the trigger, but do we see Killian actually die?
I mean, it's heavily.
But remember, if it's not seen on the camera,
true.
If it's not seen on
I
the
can't
screen,
remember if it was put in the news articles at the end of the credits.
Yeah, I can't remember
because they showed the host was like they had a bounty on the host, like he was he became like the new Running Man kind of situation. Right. Yeah, so the script had flipped.
But I like it. I think also is like, it's like a guy like he, even though he has anger issues, he was always on the side of right. Like he got punished for helping his coworkers. He got punished for saving his coworkers when things happen. Like you see that training montage where he's going through the stuff. He dealt with it in real life.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not clear, but it is a flashback thing. And every time he helped someone, he got in trouble. He got fired, or he got, demoted, what have you. He was the kind of person that always got the short end of the stick.
True.
I can't think of right now. I mean, it's been a while. I can't really think of any weak moments, but there are it is entertaining. The action is good. It is a little suspenseful here and there. The characters are great. Just like in the original one, you have these characters. There are great individual characters, they're eclectic, they're like out there. It's just, granted, there's no light brights doing opera.
I mean, they still had a lot of references to the original, like you said.
Oh,
Arnold.
definitely.
They had the transport tubes. They had the Running Man suits.
So, well, it was a little different.
Slightly different, but it was the same concept in that aspect.
Yeah, same color.
The outrageous outfits for the hunters each had like a theme of outfit, and then on top of which they would dress up to hunt the other guys.
Well, that'd be like they're like in disguise.
Yeah, what I mean by that is like they make it into a performance.
It's for the ratings.
Everything's for the ratings. The biggest difference is that the regular people could participate, like the twins getting Kathy with a flamethrower,
which was great or funny because it was just like they just pop up in the back while she's like ranting out, the stuff like. It was kind of funny. Now you have here, oh shit, I'm just looking at Rotten Tomatoes, and they have like 4 movies, 1963's The Running Man, 1994, The Night of the Running Man, and then you have the 2 that we know. That's interesting. But on Rotten Tomatoes, it is still 64% by the critics and 79% by the audience. Fun fact, Arnold's is 59% by the critics and 61% by the audience. So this is a better received film, not financially, but by, I guess, taste. Who do you side with?
I would say like the higher score definitely is earned for this one.
79%.
Yeah. And to be fair, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man, when it was in the box office, I think it bombed too.
Yeah.
And became a cult classic after the fact.
Right.
So there's still room
still
for this
bad.
one to become popular after.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, Arnold loved this version.
Yeah. I think
He
it's a
loved
good
this
version, honestly.
No, it is. I mean, I mean, I would read the book. I'm not much of a reader, but I would read the story in the sense of, like, because again, this was created by Stephen King under the pseudonym Richard Bachman because he had some stories that was outside of the horror genre.
Yeah.
He wanted to see, can he still write a successful story or write a story successfully as well as horror movies that are not, or horror stories that are not horror based. This is more action based. Again, if you haven't seen The Long Walk is very similar to this in the fact that people participate. Even though did they participate? I think they got participated or they were voted in, kind of like the Hunger Games, and then they have to walk, and the last person left walking is the champion, and they get all this money. They get granted one wish, and again they have all this money. And it's similar here too, because it's broadcasted, not televised, but broadcasted, so people know what's going on. But anyway, I'll definitely watch this again.
Okay.
It's worth the watch.
I would say so. Is it worth it in the theaters?
Yeah. All right, guys, that is our review of The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell. Have you seen it? Let us know in the comments below. What was your favorite moment or favorite character? Because there was plenty to choose from. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.